Well, YouTube, I wasn't lying when I said I'd make another video today. Today, we are talking about the Marvel Zombies TV show. It recently just came out this week, actually. 4 episodes dropped. They are pretty gruesome. This is the first time in Marvel MCU, I'll say, um, that they have actually made it bloody and gory, not like how past Marvel movies did it, like Blade and who else was it? There was a couple of them. Daredevil, I think, was kind of bloody. Sam Raimi's Spider-Man had a couple of blood scenes. Nothing too crazy, but this one is pretty much rated R. It's pretty gruesome. Each episode had some deaths in there that were actually pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. For them to actually kill off certain characters in the show, I give them props for doing it because not too many um, shows or even the Marvel movies would have killed off their heroes. But for what it is a good show. I do like what they did. It follows the comic book not to a T, but it does do what it's supposed to do. It's not, you know, holding punches, I should say. It actually is swinging pretty gruesome too. Like, you kind of feel like, oh, is this hero actually going to make it? Or are they going to die? Is this villain, actually good, or are they still bad in this universe? And it does show with certain characters, that they were supposed to die. They weren't meant to live through past this certain amount of time. I do wish it was longer. 4 episodes, it just feels like a gut punch. Like, dang, you guys could have actually done something with this and actually made something of this, not just, you know, 4 episodes of what. Now I have to sit here and wait because it does leave off on a kind of a weird cliffhanger. Um, you kind of hope that more and more come out because even I even saw a post for the director. He does want a season 2, and it seems like they have a plan for season 2. But I'm like, why couldn't we get more? 4 more episodes. A full 8. I would have liked 8 episodes because again, Marvel Zombies is a very gruesome comic book run. I have even read most of them, and I hate to say it, I love Spider-Man, but Spider-Man is a degenerate in that. I think the first run that I read, he legit, Mary Jane didn't know what was wrong with him. He ate her and Aunt May, and then he legit said, well, since I'm no longer Spider-Man, I have no responsibility, I have nothing. He ripped off his own face, put on his mask, and just started eating more people. And that's the cool thing about the Marvel Zombies comics is they have the heroes do still know how to use their powers. They talk in their, I think it was like muffled zombie tones. But what I love about the show is that Okoye does talk as a zombie. Not all the heroes talk that got turned into zombies. Most of them just know how to use their abilities. Hawkeye still is able to use his Hawkeye abilities. I don't know why I paused there. Such a weird thing. Captain Marvel still uses her abilities. They did explain Icarus. Icarus was like, they said he was still living but beaten up. I wonder if like through years he, like the 5 years that the zombie apocalypse happened, that he just decided to go like dead. Not like he's dead, but he's alive. More or less, he's just now numb to the pain because they never explain what happened to the Eternals. So I don't know if they got turned or if they're dead or if they got taken off world. But Icarus is still there. Let's see, who else was it? Hank Pym and Janet are still, not a main focus, but they're still in the show. They never died or got killed, so they were still able to use their abilities. Thor turns into a zombie. He is able to use his fucking lightning and stuff, and he's broken as all hell. I guess as an Asgardian zombie, you turn into a demon, literally. Thanos, Spider-Man, Black Panther, and Scott Lang, when they fought him, because literally the show picks up after What If Zombies. So literally Spider-Man and Black Panther and Scott were heading to Wakanda to do the to save it. I can't remember what it was. They were going to use the Mind Stone and try to get the rest of the stones, I think, but Thanos was waiting for them, and they ended up beating him. T'Challa doesn't say anything throughout the whole, like, his whole spiel when he was there. I'm glad they didn't replicate his voice, or they didn't use any voice clips of Chadwick Boseman, but it was a good send-off for that character in the Zombies, because it was pretty sad to know that What If was the last thing Chadwick Boseman voiced for Marvel, so respects to the creators. They let Spider-Man do the talking and, everything else. I generally don't like what they did with Wanda, because now they're saying that Wanda is, of course, still the most OP character in all of Marvel Universe. I get it. She is OP in some comic book runs. I think most people are going off of the House of M comic book run, where she took over and, got rid of everyone's abilities. I think it was like she just pretty much got rid of mutants. And I get that, that is a pretty good characteristic, but for her to hold power through the main 616 universe and the What If series, and for them to say, oh, well, she knows how to control her abilities. It's like, that's cool and all, but not any other character gets that. Like, Doctor Strange doesn't get that. Thanos doesn't get that. Like, his zombie was learning, but it never got explored after that because he was just killed off. So I don't get how Wanda is even alive after the What If. I think it was an episode where Ultron was attacking and Supreme Strange uses her as a decoy to stop Ultron, and he legit blew up a planet. So you're telling me that she teleported back to the zombie universe and didn't get killed by Ultron? That's what's confusing me about this show. I wish it was a different universe from this universe. Like, Wanda wasn't even involved. That she does become a zombie, or she was one of the survivors in a different universe. I would love to have seen a different universe. Not just, oh, Wanda's OP again, and now she's able to control zombies and use them. I'd rather they follow the comic book run of Marvel Zombies. Now, that's the most negative thing about this show. Is that, again, Wanda is just OP again. Like in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. And whatever else she's been in. It's worse than the Captain Carter situation, where Captain Carter literally ran What If when it doesn't make sense, when What If should have been what if something happened. Not, oh, Captain Carter's OP again. The one great aspect that I loved about this was the Moon Knight Blade, like, combination. That Mark Spector died during the apocalypse, and Khonshu picked up Blade and said, you're now my avatar. And Blade said, sure. And Blade was like OP the whole, 4 episodes. And I loved it. Kind of sucky how he did pass, but again, Marvel's got to marvel and kill off some character in a dumb way. But they won't kill off any other character like that, but we'll scroll past that for a different time. This show did what it needed to do for 4 episodes. I'm not going to sit here and say that I want a season 2, because if it just dwells on Wanda and, oh, it was just in somebody's head and it wasn't real, I don't want that. The Marvel comic for zombies was that this plague was unbeatable. And that's what I love about the comic, is that no matter what, they went to different universes to crave their hunger. Because legit, they ate everyone in their universe, so they started expanding into other universes. And once they did, they started really screwing up a lot of timelines. Like, I still remember one timeline. Spider-Man went into it. His villains didn't know. They were just like, oh, hey, Spider-Man, we're going to beat you up again. And he started eating everyone from the Sinister Six. Sandman got away, was able to go through the portal to another universe, and he found Spider-Man as a normal guy, and Spider-Man was trying to be all cutesy with him and trying to be like, oh, hey, Sandman, I'm here to fight you. Sandman wasted no time and killed that Spider-Man. So it's like a plague just goes throughout each universe that the zombies touch, because they're literally eating their way through each universe. And I like that, because it's like the Ultron run, where Ultron goes through so many different universes. Kang starts using his powers to collect heroes and villains to stop Ultron. The zombie plague legit just takes over each and every universe, and I love that. My problem with the show is if they don't do that, they're just going to focus on Wanda. And I don't want the main focus on one character. The whole Zombies run was going through each and every zombies, I think it was like run as eating and consuming different heroes and villains. Like, literally, I remember, I think it was Hulk, I think it was Giant Man, I think it was Ant-Man at the time, and I think it was somebody else. They were fighting Magneto, and Magneto's like, I beat you guys. I have you guys beaten. And all it took was one bite, and they just start ripping shreds. That's what I want to see. I want to see the zombies get mad at each other because, hey, you ate this person last. It's my turn to have a bigger piece of Magneto or a bigger piece of, Captain America. And that's what I want to see. I don't want to see this whole, it's just one person controlling it. No, I don't care about that. The heroes in this, the survivors were good. I do like them. They were killed off, and this is what I loved about the show too. They were killing heroes as the show progressed. It wasn't just, Ironheart is the, coolest and smartest. She's smarter than Tony. No, she actually got bit. I don't know if she's alive because of the cliffhanger, but she got bit. Kate Bishop was killed. Who else was killed? There was so many. So many different heroes that got killed off. And that shows that this show wasn't afraid to kill off characters. And I like that. Because in the comics, nobody was safe from death. A lot of heroes actually do die. Do they get resurrected? Yeah. In Marvel, you're not safe. Actually, in any universe, you're not safe from resurrection. You either get resurrected and either turn villain way back to hero, or, you turn into somebody different. And that's what I love about the multiverse, is you can do that. But Marvel is doing it in a dumb way that doesn't make any sense. It's just that they're scared. Marvel Comics did it because, hey, Spider-Man is not Spider-Man. He's Arachnite. Moon Knight's now Khonshu's avatar. Or he's Ghost Rider. Because, the Spirit of Vengeance picked him up and they want him as something else. Or he became a member of the Fantastic Four. That's what makes it different. For Marvel now, they're just scared because, this is a fan favorite character. It doesn't matter. Yeah, Spider-Man is going to be, again, I will reference Spider-Man to the day I die because he is a very great character that can go anywhere. But when it comes to Wanda or Captain Marvel or Captain Carter, you're bringing back these characters because you have nothing to dwell on. But yet, you have all these, even look at the Marvel Rivals roster. You have so many great characters that even they have combined abilities, that would make it interesting. But we don't get that. We just get, here's Wanda because Wanda's strong. Or here's Captain Marvel because Captain Marvel's strong. I don't want that. When What If first was announced, I was excited because, I might be able to get to see a different version of Black Panther, which we did. But now we don't get to see it because, again, Chadwick Boseman has passed. Sad to say. But, Captain Carter was a good character. Should have just been left alone. But no, they had to make her OP. This is what I'm going to have a problem with if they do Season 2. Apparently, Bucky might come back, which I'm okay with. They might introduce Star-Lord because a lot of it has been introduced that space doesn't want interference. So the Nova Corps has secluded Earth so nothing gets out. I want to see more characters, how they are involved in the zombie apocalypse. Not just, Wanda's the main villain of it. I don't care for that. I want to see just them, being them, or them, getting eaten at this point. I want to see heroes go through this. The Fantastic Four is a great introduction to it. Introduce more characters from outside of dimensions that are trying to stop it because they don't want it to get out. Not just because of Wanda, but because now there's a bigger threat. Everyone's confused on, I think it was Miss Marvel, or it's Kamala Khan, being a main focus of it. But her bangles are literally a thing of time, I guess. It's from the show. I didn't watch most of it. I just seen clips of it. But it makes sense on why Wanda would want her, so she can go through time and, mess with it. And this is my main gripe with Marvel right now, is they don't know what they're doing. And nothing is consistent, so it makes no sense. And that's why I don't get on why they're doing it. But the reason why they should keep going is to just make better stories. If they could do that, I'm on board with Marvel and zombies. They're going to do a hard reset after Secret Wars, which I'm okay with. Marvel needs a hard reset, but I don't know if I'll be a fan after that. I am still going to be a Spider-Man fan. I love Marvel Rivals. I love everything they do. But the timeline has gone so far backwards that I don't even know what to believe in. I still love what they do. I'll still be a fan. I just need them to make a coherent story without OP characters taking over. Because that's not what Marvel should be. And even DC's fallen suit to that because of Batman. Well, Batman could do this, Batman could do that. That's not the point. I want diverse stories where it doesn't evolve around just one character. I don't want one story where someone just can beat somebody because, oh, we forgot the pirate dynamic, but, this character did this once, so they can do it again. No, I want them to do it to be something greater, not just, OP-ness. Like Marvel Rivals is a great example of this, is that they don't just thrive off of one character. They build off of, how can we make Sue Storm a great healer, but make her still able to fight, a tank if she could. They give her the buffs needed to fight, but she's not OP. She could still get beat by Psylocke. She could still get beat by Spider-Man. She could still get beat by Moon Knight. There's a difference in what the game is doing to make their characters good, but not make them OP and broken. And maybe that's what Marvel needs to sit back and realize is we don't want just one character to overtake this cinematic universe. We want all these characters to thrive and be smart while doing it. Making stupid decisions is what's killing this franchise as well. And it's not just the writers or the directors, it's how the characters are written in new comics. And that's why I think Spider-Man, and I'll give it to, some credit to DC with certain characters, but Spider-Man is a character that you can mess up, but you can't because of how Stan Lee writ him. He wasn't OP, he hid his powers, he knows when to use them and use his super strength to beat up villains and not kill them, but hurt them in such a way that they feel it. I don't know. I really hope for season 2 is better. It is going good. I love what they started with, but they could have done a lot better, in my humble opinion. Overall, it's an 8 out of 10. We'll see what happens later on in the MCU. I don't really hold my breath that a season 2 will happen before Doomsday and all that, but, we'll see what happens. Credit to credit is due. Shout out to everyone that created it, but they need to stay away from this OP of characters need to be this because of this. Take notes everywhere else or in the past. If you guys want to leave a comment, like, and subscribe, this is pretty much going to be a long road for Marvel. They have a lot to make up. There's really not many Marvel projects coming out in the next couple of months besides Spider-Man in July of next year. And I'm hoping for great things because, again, it's Spider-Man, And then Doomsday is in December. So Marvel content will probably be a little slim depending on what comes out. The Wolverine game is coming out next year. That's a big bonus up because I am so deeply excited to play as Wolverine. But Marvel Rivals is killing it still. I love this game to death. Let's just hope that Marvel can pick up the pace in the next couple months. See you guys in the next one. Peace.